Sterling Brown. This is a cross-court pass and it's picked off by Shaquille Harrison. Put back in.
I waited a bit for the emotions to calm down, both in the heads of the fans and on social media, after Partizan's loss to ASVEL. It's still very tense, both among the players and atmosphere between the fans. The vibe in the stands is not good at all. In the double round week, Partizan lost to ASVEL, an unbelievable result and an unbelievable loss to a team that literally said that they'll play NBA Europe next season and that right now they are basically playing just for fun. To me, this is just humiliating for the club itself and an embarrassing performance from Partizan players. A shameful start to the game from the first moment. ASVEL went on an unreal run and Partizan players lost 4-5 balls in less than 3 minutes, which is insane. There was zero focus, but this loss and approach the Partizan players had towards the game is lighting a few red flags for something deeper going on inside the club. Something is obviously off, something is not aligned, something is happening internally for the players to allow themselves to play such a disgraceful game. Especially at the club like Partizan with fans who treat this team like a religion. Let me start with the comments from some fans who began following Partizan during that season 2022 and 2023, hype season with Panther and the near Final Four run. The shit they wrote about Coach Željko Obradović and the things they wished on him, honestly no one deserved that. Especially not a man who returned to his club when it was at its lowest. When it hadn't played EuroLeague for years, a man who bought Partizan a European title, a man who everywhere he coached, even today gets ovations, applause and massive respect. He doesn't deserve that. Especially not from his own fans, because those aren't fans. Those are people who have no clue what Željko represents. I'm not saying criticism is bad. Criticism is needed. Fine, but criticism and spitting on someone are two complete different things. On one hand, I get it, you're angry, you're pissed, but there's a line you don't cross, especially not with him. A lot of attention was also given to Tariq Jones' reaction during the timeout when he got up to argue with the referees about some call, even though he wasn't even registered for the match. Then Željko started yelling at him, which I fully support because that could easily be a technical foul. Honestly, Željko respected mildly, so after the game when Željko was asked why Jones didn't play, he said to ask him or the medical staff. I think he only said that because Jones went to pick a fight with the refs or something like that. Now we get to the main quote everyone is talking about, the statement when Željko said that some players should be ashamed of how they started the game and that he can't believe how unfocused they are, constantly on their phones. That when he walked into the locker room after the loss, they were all on their phones and not thinking about the game at all. We can pretty much conclude that the chemistry in the locker room atmosphere is slowly being lost, if not already completely gone. And honestly, Partizan has had this problem for the past 2-3 years. I think the issue is that Željko protects his players too much, hides everything under the carpet so it doesn't come out publicly. But some players abuse that and don't understand who Željko is and what he represents. On the other hand, look at Ataman. From day one, he's criticizing TJ Shorts to wake him up. And he did wake him up in the game against Real. We'll see if Željko's statement wakes up Partizan players. It should, because when a coach says something like that in today's world, it spreads in 5 minutes and reaches the players. Something is happening and there needs to be a reaction. The next day, Partizan president Ostoja said publicly that he fully trusts Željko and that his position is not in a question, that the fans trust him also. But he also said that in the upcoming period he'll be making some key decisions. So now we wait to see what happens. Now let's get to the players Željko chose, because he is responsible for them too. The problem is that when they play only to complete their contract and earn the money they came for. Nothing more. No fight, no spark, no desire. Do they even understand what Partizan means? What it means to have 2000 fans in the arena and thousands more following you everywhere you go. As someone who has followed EuroLeague for many years, I can say this clear. Partizan fans only want three things: desire, focus, and fight. If you show this, nobody will say anything to you. But if you don't, and right now none of these players are showing it, they look like they're only here for money, then we have a real problem. We all know the political situation in Serbia, and we know that Partizan as a club and its legends, including Željko, are against the current government. So the attack starts from all sides toward the coach. There was even a tweet mocking Željko's phone statement from a guy who has several basketball players in his agency. This is all normal, and the pressure on Željko will get bigger and bigger. But it doesn't affect him. It only affects the fans who fall for these narratives, especially because the biggest rival is currently first in the standings and playing amazing basketball. But everyone should mind their own business. Focus on your own team, and that's it. Now back to the players. It is possible their intention is sabotaging Željko, that they are giving up on him and doing this on purpose. But even if you wanted to sabotage, you would hide it better, not making it so obvious. With this performance, they are insulting the intelligence of every Partizan fan. I don't know what to say or if this theory is even true. I think from the start of the summer, mistakes were made in the sporting department. They waited for NBA cuts, and in the end, they got nothing. You can't blame just one person. The entire sports sector is a fault. So changes needs to be made clearly. To be honest, I don't know what else to say. I'm disappointed too, so give me your thoughts so we can discuss.